Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Good morning, everybody. What another beautiful Saturday morning. It's a great day, man, to be a sports fan. It's always a great day to be a sports fan. But here in Atlanta, we're here live, local in Atlanta. It's cold outside. It's that football weather getting you ready for the playoffs. Come on, man. You can't love this time if you're not a sports fan. I understand that, but if you're a sports fan, you love weather like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good day, man. And if you don't know, you've entered inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And I am your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? And of course, I got my main man who's been helping out for the last few weeks, and we definitely appreciate him. My guest co-host, Mr. Damian Adams. What's going on, Damian?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be on the show again on another beautiful Saturday morning, ready to get into all the sports talk, man. I'm really excited. We got a great show coming up, man.
Yes, we definitely do. And you all, it's a great day. First of all, I don't know if you all know, but we're live on, of course, WWWE 1100 AM radio. Also, we're on iHeartRadio, WWE 1100. Also on iHeartRadio, the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And then we have the 3-Point Conversion Station. We're live, so make sure y'all come in and join the chat room. We're going to have fun. We're going to chat it up like we used to do, like we've been doing. Hey, Damian, I'm ready for these quick hits, man. You ready?
Oh, let's get it.
Let's get it. So, I'm going to start off like this. Man, last night, we saw the triple header. We saw OKC defeat the Houston Rockets, right? And everybody's talking about how OKC can't finish late in the games. They're struggling. But last night, they overcame that. Almost blew it, honestly. But my question is, man, can they sustain this momentum? They've won like the last two games. Can they sustain it? Do you think it's there, Damian?
Yeah, I think it's a good sign that they're able to finish out games where they struggled a little bit. Against the Pacers, they struggled, but they was able to close it out. And against the 76ers, they had to close out a crazy game in triple overtime. So I think it's a good sign for them, especially with their defense coming through in these clutch situations. And I think the offense will come around eventually. But it's a good thing to have that defense there because that's the foundation you need. Right.
I agree. And then I think the problem is late in the games, it seems like when, they've built the lead, everybody's just stagnant. Nobody's moving around. Carmelo was hot. He was just looking like, where's the ball? Everybody wasn't moving like they were early in the game. So all I know is if they get this together, just that part, they'll be fine because the defense, they number 2 in defensive efficiency. So they're right there, man. And it was just crazy how Russell Westbrook in the third quarter going down full speed and dunked on dude in the third overtime. That was sick. I mean, like, what else do you want? You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Wow. The Carolina Panthers, they just stay in just some mess, don't they? How about the Carolina Panthers have opened up an investigation of allegations of workplace misconduct against owner and founder Jerry Richardson? Wow. Bruh. What's going on, man? What's going on there?
I don't know exactly what's going on. I want to find out, a little more information. It's a little broad right now. But, the first thing your mind goes to because of what all the news in the world is right now. But I don't want to assume that. So I'm going to wait for more information to see what's going on. But it's definitely not a good look.
No, it's not, man. And especially with everything that's going on, you think about Cam, the situation when he made a statement and the lady got upset. You think about even with what else? It was something else happened. I know, but even with the injuries in itself, I mean, it's just so much going around. And Cam, not only with the reporter, but you know how he do. When he's winning, he's great. But when they're losing, you want to act like he's 3 years old. And then this comes out, especially when they're 8-4. Come on, y'all got to get together. That's all I'm saying. Just it's not the right time to be having all this. Then you want this investigation. I mean, it's good. I understand it might be good as far as the organization because of some corrupt stuff going on or he's being bogus. But this is not good around the time when you're fighting for their playoff lives. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Moving on. We're going to talk a little baseball. Carlos Santana, the former Cleveland Indian, signs a $60 million deal with the Philadelphia Phillies. I wonder if Cleveland Indians, they're breaking down. I mean, remember last year, after the World Series last year, they were supposed to be this team as opposed to, they going back. Now it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be giving away good players like that or letting players like that go after you had so much success. So now those fans are looking like, where we at? What we doing? So I definitely understand that frustration from that standpoint. But $60 million, man, if I have a son, he's definitely getting a baseball bat in his hand.
No, definitely. I definitely agree. And, 60 million is 60 million though. So moving on. And the strange, man, this is crazy, man. This is a strange situation here, and the strange man who had a stalking case against Ray Allen has dropped it. Now, the case was Allen said that he was catfished, and the man that poses to be a woman, he was catfished. Allen said this guy posed as a woman. He was a man, of course, but Allen denies ever stalking him. But the man was like, "Look, he's stalking me. He's coming to my job. He's messing with me and my coworkers." This is what Allen we're talking about now. Like, bruh.
Man, it's a crazy story. Just all you just want to say is, bruh. Like, what's really happening right now? Ray Allen needs to, get his life together. He out here getting catfish. First of all, don't mean to beat yourself in those situations. So, and hopefully he's not out here stalking people. That's just, come on, bro. You 6'6". You can't be out here stalking people. We don't see you. We see you. Like, you can't be out here stalking people, dog.
Right, and that's my thing. Like, that just don't seem right, bro. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That's not a good look. I wonder what Kevin Garnett them is saying now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Scottie Pippen about to get the stop it button, man. I might have hit Scottie with the stop it button. Scottie Pippen came out and said that from a statistical standpoint, LeBron James has surpassed Michael Jordan. Now, let me read the stats for you, and I'm gonna let you say your three-piece, Damien. So MJ 30.1 per game. This is all after let's say 15th year. I think LeBron is in his 15th year. Mike played 15 years, but 30.1, 6.2 rebounds, and 5.3 assists with 0.08 blocks. LeBron James, 27.2 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, and 7.1 assists a game with 0.8 blocks. Do you agree?
Honestly, all around, LeBron does have better stats all around, and his field goal percentage is going up, so he's going to pass Michael Jordan in that aspect of being efficient. So statistics-wise, LeBron has passed up MJ and will pass up MJ, but MJ's still a GOAT, man. He's not going to be able to pass up MJ as far as that status.
No, I mean, I understand It's one rebound over Mike. I mean, LeBron is 6'8", playing small forward, sometimes power forward. Mike still averaging 6.2, 5.2 assists, and he was the scorer. LeBron is scoring. LeBron is facilitating. He's balling, but I can't buy that, man. I just don't know what I don't know what Scotty. Then that's your boy, Scotty. I mean, I know you're supposed to tell the truth. I know we say on the show, tell the truth and shame the devil, but that's your boy, man. Well, how you gonna? I don't know, man. Like I said, I get emotional, man, when they start talking about the Bulls and everything. Moving on. Man, if y'all don't know, Oklahoma Sooners running back Rodney Anderson, who was accused of rape, has been cleared from the charges. They dropped it. And of course, the lady is mad, and she's coming back saying that, that it's wrong, and she don't have trust and faith in Oklahoma and the justice system. And hopefully, like I said, if he did it, I'm with her. You know what I'm saying? But they dropped all charges, man. I was gonna ask you, listen to something like this, Marshall Faulk and all of them, and them allegations was going on with the lady on NFL Network, Russell Simmons, Carolina Panthers. Like, what's going on, man, in sports? Is what?
Yeah, I think it's just we've been living in a world where this has been accepted, and now it's coming to light that all this stuff is happening. And it's also very important that we share the news when these things aren't true. Like, the charges against Nelly, the rapper, got dropped, and it's been silent. So we got to make sure that we share the news on both sides, man. We want to make sure we bring awareness to, all sexual allegations, assault allegations, but make sure that we share the news when things aren't true as well. Because when Nelly got his charges dropped, I ain't heard nothing about it. So I want to make sure that we share the news on both sides as part of the mainstream media, and that's his three-point conversion as well when it comes to sports figures. Make sure we share both sides of the story, man.
No, you're right, man. And, like I said, it's sad that we got to hear stuff like that, man. But let's see what happens. And then listen to this. Now, we all remember about the former NBA star Lorenzen Wright. Remember, he was murdered. Now, his ex-wife, Shara Wright Robinson, has been arrested in California for connection with his death. Wow. Yeah, they found a gun that's linked to the murder, I think in a river close to her, and they told his mother, and you know how mama do. She went and said it. That's what she thought, and now she's arrested, the ex-wife.
Wow, that's bananas, man. Like, when it comes to this type of stuff, man, it's serious, man. Go get help. If you feel that bad about your marriage, you feel that much hatred towards the person, just walk away. It's not worth it, man. That's bananas, man.
Right. It is, and that's what I said. It's like, why, man? Just leave him alone. I mean, it's some crazy stuff going on here. I don't know if you know, Damien, but like here in Atlanta, and not even dealing with sports. Like down here, everybody in Atlanta knows on Fulton Industrial, they're robbing UPS trucks, man, sticking them up. Trucks, not taking robbing trucks. They got it where they sticking them up, hijacking trucks, bro. Like, wow, this society, it's crazy, man. Somebody was telling me somebody went in, and I think it was in UPS, went in and God was quiet. Hey, how's it going? And shot the whole place up, man, and killed somebody, man. Just like, man, this is, especially you don't want to see anyone die. You want to hear about it, but especially around these times, man. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, she's been arrested. They didn't say she did it. She's been arrested. She's been charged, so we don't know. But wow, I just hope we just need to calm down, man. But that's the life we live in, you know. So look, we're gonna wrap up quick hits. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Yo, what's going on, sports fans out there? Happy Saturday. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and of course, host of Face the Music, which you can listen to every Wednesday on the 3-Point Conversion Station. And you are currently in the Sports Lounge, maxing and relaxing with my homie, Mr. Controversy, and of course, the Wizzle. Live and direct on 1100 AM WWWE ATL. Yeah!
How old are you?
You owe
25,
$10,000.
35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow.
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you?
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-989-0851. 800-989-0851. Call now. 800-989-0851. That's 800-989-0851.
What's up? This is Anthony Hamilton, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And like I said, it's another beautiful Saturday morning. I want to shout out everyone who is listening live to us. We appreciate the support. I want to say shout out to my Cindy Cuts Barbershop family. Make sure you all go up there to get a fresh cut. I don't know if y'all looking on Facebook Live, but you know they got my beard crazy. Shout out to my barber, Dwayne Chambers. And you can also get your hair cut and your beard lined up. Get some good sports talk, all of that, man. 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia, 30135. Shout out to them for listening. Now, it's been a lot of talk, Damien, man, about the Ball family. And, you know, Lavar came out. Well, first of all, we know about LiAngelo and what he did up in China. Then, you know, made a mistake. UCLA was like, you know what? We're suspending him indefinitely. Okay. So Lavar is like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to take him out. Let's go ahead and get him overseas. Then I'm going to take, what's the other kid name? I don't know his name. LaMelo. Yeah, LaMelo. And now they signed with the pro team. Now, he's getting a lot of flack, Lavar, as far as raising his child. You know, it's wrong or he shouldn't have done it. Some people say it was the right thing to do. I want your opinion, sir.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy because we haven't really seen a situation like this where we've seen people go from high school to overseas to back here, like Brandon Jennings, Emmanuel Mudiay. They made the decision to go overseas and come back here. But those guys were knocked down NBA prospects. Like we knew they were going to the NBA out of high school already. When it comes to LiAngelo, he's not projected to be that guy. He might develop into that guy, but he's not projected to be that guy. So with him getting taken out of UCLA, was it really the right decision to take him out of UCLA and put him in Lithuania of all places? And with the youngest one, LaMelo, he's 16, man. Like, for me, it's like, how can he finish developing as a kid when you just thrust him into this adult situation? And not only are you putting him in an adult situation, it was hard if he did this in America, let alone doing this in a foreign country. So for him at 16, it's going to be very hard to adjust to that. And these men not be playing. These dudes who play in this Lithuania league are men that's trying to probably get out of there, that's trying to make it. They're not trying to play with these boys. And when they come out there and you got the whole circus of the Ball family and all that stuff, I don't think they're going to be feeling it too much. Now, it could turn out to be great. I can't tell somebody how to raise their kids, but I can see how this could be a huge pitfall as well, because it could hinder the development of LiAngelo, who does seem like he might have an NBA future. LaMelo, who seems like he might have an NBA future. And LiAngelo, we may never get his development that he could have gotten at UCLA. So I think that it's a double-edged sword as soon as, when you think about it that way. It's tough, but I would have let them stay here and go through your punishment, man. You stole in China, you get suspended. I don't think there's a problem with UCLA saying we're going to suspend you for stealing stores in China. Why would you do that? That's just a dumb decision. You deserve to get punished for that. He shouldn't have taken him out of school saying he didn't deserve to get suspended. I didn't agree with that. So I didn't agree with that part of it. Get punished for what you do, man. And it's gonna be weird to see, man, because I don't think they agreed that much playing time either. So will they really develop that much? It could be not for good, man. So that's what I'm feeling on it right now.
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, you got to look at it like this. Yes, I understand people are saying that he should take responsibility for his actions. I get that. You're right. But at the same time, like you said, with LiAngelo, and I know you said you kind of understand that, but let's look at LiAngelo. Right now, LiAngelo, everybody's saying he's not ready for the NBA and all that. Okay. He was a freshman in college. what everybody expect? If you're a freshman in college, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's why he's supposed to progress. Everybody's getting excited and enamored with these one and done. I get that. But he was a freshman. He only played 2 minutes of one game. Come on, man. So why not? Because right now, no other college is going to take him. You know what I'm saying? To get experience. So why not get him prepared with professionals? He'll learn. I mean, think about it. Yes, we see Paul Gasol. He's great. Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker and all those people. But at the same time, the professional league helped them out. That's why they were so well developed skillfully as an NBA player at a young age. I mean, they go professional at 16. You bring in LaMelo. LaMelo, you bring him in, that's going to help him out too. Again, you got players like Ricky Rubio, Tony Parker, all these foreign players that, international players, I should say, that come in and you bring them in and they're ready at 18, 19. You're like, okay, they can play in the NBA. They get money, get paid. But the fact that they played with professionals at 16 and 17, it helped their game. So I'm not mad at the decision. I think it's cool.
Definitely can see your point, because you do have, like you said, the international players who turn professionally, like Ricky Rubio's and Tony Parker's that you mentioned. But they were already on that course growing up. I think growing up over there, they already knew, I'm going to turn professional at 16, and this is going to be the course I'm going to take. But for LiAngelo, it was a quick change. It was a very quick change from I'm playing high school ball and AAU ball to going straight professional. Very quick change. So for me, I would have to say that it's going to be a tough transition, but I definitely can see your point on them getting that professional experience as well.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people are mad at him, and I understand it. It makes sense, and all I got to say is this. I think right now we get on. I think the Ball family is the easy target to get on. But again, LeVar Ball, you know who it reminds me of? It reminds me of Joe Jackson. And the reason why I say that is the fact that Joe did it his way. Joe had a dream. Joe didn't let anything stop him. Anything that came in his way, he made, you know what, we're going to do it this way. We're going to buy buy different instruments. We got a stole. All right, we're going to go this way, And I think he has a dream. He has a goal. And now people say he's living his dream, his goal through his kids, and he's making money out of his kids. Charles Barkley said something like that. And, I mean, first, Charles, bro, you don't have children, so you really can't say that much. You know what I'm saying? So, how can I talk to you or listen to you when you don't have children? But either or, they're saying that he's living his dreams through his children. Okay, last time I checked, when most parents raise their children, these kids want to play ball. It looks like they do. I mean, now, I don't know, but it looks like, if you're saying maybe they don't want to play ball, he forced them to play ball, I can't really say that, but it looked like they enjoy it. But let's say if, they want to play ball, so why not create a path for your children to be successful? That's what it's all about, right? And and I want to bring up the college situation. We go to college, a lot of us go to college to learn, to get better, and to get in our profession. So if you're already, what should I say? Not eligible, but if you're fit to go into your professional, your profession, and you're ready for that, why not go into that? Or why not bypass college when you paying this money? Well, they're getting a free scholarship, but bypass this when you can send them out where they're getting paid and they're learning as well. Because let's be real, isn't that the only reason why we college? Is don't we go to college just to be successful, to get money? Like, why would I go to college if I'm ready for my profession? If I know why?
Nah, that's a very good case. That's a very good point that you're making. Now, if you feel that, like I said, with the middle one, LeAngelo, like I said, it just seems like, I should give a shout out to Mike Patton, the general. He wrote this article about this where he said it seems like LeVar Ball gets mad and takes his ball home. And that's what happened with LeAngelo, that he got mad about the suspension. It was like, okay, I'm going to pull you out of UCLA now, and I'm going to take you over here to Lithuania, just like he did with the AAU kids in that game where he got mad about some fouls and took them off the court. So it seems like whenever some things don't go his way, he pulls things out and just takes his ball home. And I don't think that's the way to go about it. Now, like I said, it could be a great situation because you make great points. If you're ready to be a professional at your job, no need to, like for us, get a loan for college and go in debt when we already know what we want to do and we already are qualified to do it. So you make some very good points, man.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying, man. I think a lot of us, again, we get on him because he's an easy target, and I get that. But at the same time, I really believe that I just think that what he's doing for his children and what he sees for his children, and he's trying to create that path. Let's be real. He said he was going to the L.A. Lakers. He said he was going to get Lonzo Ball. Lonzo came out, people saying that he wasn't ready. Lakers said at first, no, we don't want him. I think they was just talking trash, just hoax, trying to set everybody up. So everybody else went. So the first one was Boston, so they wouldn't pick him. But either or, he got him with the L.A. Lakers. And he's not even playing that well right now. But I suspect he's a rookie. But yet still, he's still on the L.A. Lakers, man. Like, he went to UCLA. He went to the Lakers. That's what happened. He's created. So now, if his boys said they don't want to go to the L.A. Lakers, then you have an argument. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But I just think I don't get mad at what he's doing, man. I think you need more parents to fight for their children, because you got a lot of parents out here that don't fight for their children, don't care enough about their children to give them what their children want or create a successful path or life for them. You know what I'm saying? Some kids act bad, they like whatever, and just let them act bad. I'm not saying, now I know everybody say let him learn from his mistakes and own that when he got caught stealing. You right. But again, man, for him to make a dumb mistake at 17 years old, would you cost his future?
No, not his future, but it could cost him a few games here and there.
True, but we don't know how. They saying indefinitely. That doesn't mean forever. It could be 5 games, but we don't know. And right now, what school want that press? I just think Like I said, I'm with it. So, but look, we're gonna take a quick break. That was our topic, hot topic of the day. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna talk some basketball, college basketball with Deshaun Tate. We'll be right back.
Clarendon, point guard for the Atlanta Dream, and I listen to Mr. Controversy on the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
What it is, what it ain't. This your boy Sherm, host of Face the Music. Join me every Wednesday night for Power Hour, where we intersect the worlds of sports and music, and we do it the best way we can, which is on a Sherm beat. So if you're ready to come through, catch some realness, vibe to some dope sounds, tune in to Face the Music every Wednesday on the 3-Point Conversion station. Let's get it.
From the Bleacher Report, and you listen to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Yes, we are live inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy, my main man Damian Adams, getting it in, talking sports on a Saturday morning, having a good time. So, hey, we have a special guest on today, and this man is everywhere. You look him up on social media. Forget that. You just look at if you watching college basketball, he'll probably be at the game covering it. You know what I'm saying? Be on people's microphones and all that. But he know what I'm talking about. I want to bring in my man, Deshaun Tate from 92.9 The Game. What's going on, Deshaun?
What up, though, man? Good morning, man. Bright and early, you know what I'm saying? When the Roosters is out there calling, you know it's all good, man. Appreciate you for having me this morning. Y'all ready to talk some college basketball? What the season has been so far, and still got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. Hey, Deshaun, real quick, man. I didn't know this. Somebody just sent me a text. I was talking about the Lavar Ball situation, him not going to college, and talked about Charles Barkley not having a daughter. Apparently, he has a daughter. I forgot. I mean, Have you
ever seen her?
Yes, I just got the picture. Forgot.
Have you seen the one that I saw?
I don't know, but the one I see.
Okay.
But look,
I got a feeling we saw the same one.
Right, but look, I'll say this though. My because of that, that's why I didn't think it was Charles' daughter. But anyway, let's move on. That's why I said he had no children. I still don't believe that, but. Anyway, man. So look, man, we're talking college basketball, and you're the college basketball expert. I know you are. You might be modest, but I already know you are. But my question is, they made a few changes in college basketball as far as the 30-second shot clock. There's no more 35-second shot clock. Mm-hmm. How has that affected the game? Have you noticed the difference in the way people play now? Has it changed the flow of the game?
Definitely. There's been, I think what I would like to call is a positive spin on it. I mean, it was originated to make the game go at a faster pace. I mean, ultimately, and When you have so many guys, this is how I think that it is actually helping guys prepare, even if guys are only playing for a year and a lot of one and done. I think that's going to be another rule that gets changed, which obviously is a whole other conversation. But you have so many guys that are leaving to go to the NBA early, and I just think there was too much of a differential, too big of a margin between 35 seconds in college and then 24 seconds in the NBA. And I think that the 30 seconds helped. Maybe it might go to 28 seconds next. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But it has bettered the game because, there's guys that are getting a lot more comfortable, obviously, and prepared for the NBA level. And because one of the biggest things that you ever talk to any of the rookies that are in the NBA, and you ask them so far, what has been the biggest change between college and pro, and every single last one of them will always tell you, besides the fact that guys are bigger and stronger and faster, the faster part has a lot to do with the conditioning and the pace of the pace of the game is a lot faster. So from that standpoint, I think that's how it's changed the game. However, I do think that it's a really good thing, and you're putting up. College basketball struggled to put points on the board for quite some time, and it seems like that it was getting worse. But I think with the 30-second shot clock, it's forced some teams to score a lot more points. We just saw Arizona State a few weeks ago against Xavier, for crying out loud, and whoever would have thought you'd be Arizona State, not Arizona, but Arizona State, score 102 points. So from a perspective of what sells. Fast sells. Pac-12 sells. Football, basketball, whatever. Why? Because it's fast-paced. Everything is moving towards fast-paced in today's game on every level, high school, the prep level, collegiate level, and the professional level. So I think those are the biggest differences that I've seen.
Hey, what's going on, Deshaun? It's Damian. And you just brought up Arizona State. I'm out here in the Phoenix area. People are going crazy for Arizona State this year. Should people pump their brakes, or is Arizona State really this good?
Arizona State has a good team. I think that we still got to wait to remain to see what's going to be the outcome of Arizona State. I'm not a big advocate for it being so early in the season and we automatically start talking about who's doing this, who's doing that. However, they played the teams in front of them like everybody else has, and they've beaten the teams in front of them the way nobody else has, with the exception of maybe like 5 or 6 other schools that still remain undefeated. But a team that can go into Lawrence, Kansas, and win convincingly, which there aren't many teams that can do that. Programs, that is, and the same thing with Xavier and a few other teams. I think they played St. John's about a week or two ago, something like that. And, St. John's isn't exactly a pushover. Now, they're not Xavier or Kansas, but give credit to, everything that Coach Hurley has been doing. I like to compare. I will say this when it comes down to so much of the hype. You got to allow some guys to get settled in a little bit. Like, example, I'm a big Pistons guy. A couple weeks ago, the Pistons was second in the East and fourth in the league, and then they dropped 7 straight. You just had that feeling that it would be just a matter of time, and you kind of question, is the team that good, or what the deal is? I think it's more of a matter that other teams are still settling into getting to understand their chemistry and learning what kind of identity they have. Now, you can't question the team that got off to a hot start, which was the Pistons at that time, but over time you'll see the difference that other teams will begin to adjust. I think that's what we'll see with Arizona State. No doubt, give the Sun Devils their credit. Trey Holder, all those guys, Shannon Evans. I mean, they've got a Romello White, a guy here from Georgia, from Swanee. They're doing a significant job, and you got to tip your cap to them. But I think that we'll see some things a little different, especially in a conference that everybody thought Arizona, the rivals, and USC was kind of going to be the ones that were going to be pushing that conference over the top instead of the Sun Devils.
Yes, once again, we're here live on the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with Deshaun Tate, basketball expert, college basketball expert from 92.9 The Game, CBS Radio. Now, Deshaun, we all know, if you don't know, you're a big fan, Michigan State fan. Duke is up there number one. I think they were number one last week. I don't know if they're still number one yet. Maybe they hadn't changed rankings yet. But either or, those have been the top two teams in the country, and everybody's saying that basically it's theirs to take. Is there any other teams that are a threat to those two teams?
Well, Duke was number one, and since as of last week, Villanova became number one, and Duke dropped down to 4. I think there were some questions about, with Michigan State being 2 and Villanova being 3 at the time, how did Villanova jump Michigan State? But honestly, none of that stuff really matters until, you know, we start talking about Selection Sunday and March Madness, and in the end, who's number one, cutting down nets and holding trophies up and pouring sparkling cider over, of course, there's going to be sparkling cider for the college kids, over each other's heads in the locker rooms and stuff like that, you know, and hanging up banners, and that's what matters the most. I think more than anything right now, it's the most, you know, probably the most proposing question is the fact that Duke and Michigan State, I think the consensus would say is the two best teams, maybe not the two top-ranked teams, but the two best teams in the country. You know, do you take Duke, Michigan State to win the national championship, or do you take the field? Which I think is a really, really good question, because in most cases in questions, I typically would take the field. This is one, and it's not just because of Michigan State, but just looking at it because those are the two top best programs that I've seen in college basketball so far. Villanova, Arizona State, whomever you want to name included, then I've got to take, you know, the pair of teams. But there are a few other teams. I mean, we talked about Arizona State. They're doing well, but I do think that you'll see a little bit of a drop-off. Obviously, Villanova being an experienced team who you don't typically see a lot of one-and-dones on their team, and they have some of the best role players in the country, but everything that they do, all the success with them will come through Jalen Brunson, their starting point guard, who's had a lot of success, obviously. You know, and I mean, you've got so many good teams just in general. You know, there's some that's been disappointing, but the Big 12, I mean, the Big East has been major. You know, everyone from Xavier to Butler to Creighton to Villanova, obviously. I mean, we're going to see Syracuse and Georgetown a little bit later on tonight. The ACC has been really big. I mean, North Carolina is a pretty good team as well. But I challenge some guys, you know, I challenge people to go and watch two pretty interesting teams, obviously, because they're starting point guards in Alabama with Colin Sexton and then Oklahoma with Trae Young, two of some of the best guards in the country right there. But college basketball has been consistent, but I don't think that we've seen the best of college basketball just yet. However, I don't think we'll have to wait until March or April to get that either. So it'll continuously improve as other teams will throughout the remainder of the mid-season all the way up until the end.
Yes, I definitely hear that. And we talk about all these good teams. There has to be a lot of great players out there outside of Marvin Bagley that we've heard so much about. Who are some of the best players that we should be watching out for in college basketball this year?
Well, you know, like I said, I threw out there Colin Sexton from Alabama, Trae Young from Oklahoma, DeAndre Ayton from Arizona. I mean, this is going to be a year for the bigs, for front court players. And I know that, you know, the traditional bigs have kind of become extinct a little bit like dinosaurs, like old age, but I think that we're going to see a ton of good ones. I mean, you've just got so many different, you know, realms of talent. I mean, Mo Bamba is another one from Texas, and Brandon McCoy from UNLV, who most people probably haven't even seen, let alone heard of yet. They come on so late at night. And those are just as far as the bigs go. I mean, this is going to be a really deep class, drive class, just assuming that most of the guys will be one and done from the bulk, a large bulk of talent of freshmen will end up being one and done. Now, I'm not saying that this is by any stretch of the imagination the 2003, you know, LeBron James and D Wade and, you know, whomever else, Carmelo, and like, I'm not saying, you know, or Chris Bosh or whomever. I'm not saying it's going to be that class. I'm also not saying it's going to be the 2008, you know, Kevin Love and Derrick Rose and O.J. Mayo, Michael Beasley class, but this is going to probably be right up in the conversation, at the top of the conversations when you're talking about some of the best classes that has produced to play on into the NBA. I've seen these guys play last year at the Peach Jam, and it was just like star-studded everywhere. I mean, guys like Marvin Bagley alone, who I believe is a future. And believe me, hear me when I say it, make sure you got this on wax, Ralph. A 10-time NBA All-Star. I think that's who Marvin Bagley is. And whoever, assuming that the GMs will make a smart decision, whoever gets number one will likely take Marvin Bagley the third. And if not, then trust me, they'll definitely be licking their chops and their wounds a little bit later. That's for sure.
All right. I hear you, man. I can't wait to see, man. This Bagley kid, very interesting player to watch, see what happens. But, Deshaun, we definitely appreciate you coming on here, sir, and sharing your knowledge, man. Please let everyone know where they could find you and follow you, sir.
No doubt, man. Thanks for having me. At Take Sports, TATESTAKE Sports. That's Instagram and Twitter, obviously. I'm on Facebook, all that good stuff as well. And I got some really good columns coming out, 929thegame.com. In addition to that, I got a really awesome podcast that's going to be coming up, and I'm going to link that all up with a website, drivingbaseline.com, man. So I appreciate you guys for having me on. And Ralph, man, let me know where I can get some of that stuff to grow my beard in real full like yours, man. I'm out here sleeping, man. Sleeping in the streets. It's beard gang. It's cold outside. Beard gang.
You bugging. All right, man. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones of Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-point conversion, with no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-949-8708. 800-949-8708. 800-949-8708. 800-949-8708.
Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It's your boy Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Now, you can catch my show on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on the 3-Point Conversion Station. But for right now, I'm listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man, Mr. Controversy. Always keeping it real, always keeping it raw. And I can't miss out on this on my Saturday mornings. So keep it locked to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Your man, Mr. Controversy, here with my main man, Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Make sure y'all check out the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page where you will get all of the breaking news live. I mean, not live, but fast, I should say. Well, it's live too, I guess, but you're going to get it quickly. You're going to get it before the Foreal Network. You're going to get it before Bleacher Report. Shout out to Bleacher Report. Them my peoples, but you get it before Fox. You get it before all of that. Check out the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. I promise you, my man LA, the 3-Point Conversion Insider, is doing this thing, man. Y'all got to check us out. Like it's For real. We live. We do it like that. So check us out. But right now, this is the time where, we let stuff off our minds, man. Stuff that's bothering us, stuff that's we just don't, either we don't understand or we can't stand. We don't get it. I don't know. Like I said, man, it's just a time where we just, so let me holler at you for a minute. So, with me, what's on my mind right now, and it's called What's on My Mind segment. That's the segment. And what's on my mind, kind of nervous about the NFL, man. I know you all heard everybody talk about it, situation about football, is it getting soft? But still, it's bothering me, so I have to talk about it. And, I look at the game, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals game, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, hard-hitting game. If you 34 and up, maybe, you love that type of game. That was a man's game. Now, unfortunately, we saw Ron Shazier, he got, he hurt himself. And it wasn't because it was a bad hit or, somebody hit him. It was because it was, he didn't tackle the correct way. And he's recovering. We don't know if he's going to play football again or not, but our prayers go out to him. But then we saw my man Burfict, the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict, get blasted by Juju Smith. First of all, that should get a stop. It just for you getting blasted by a person named Juju Smith. But anyway, he got blasted and he got carted out. Then we saw another hit with, who was it? AB got hit in the end zone. And even besides those hits, it was crazy. But it raised a lot of flags. And literally, but it raised some flags, about the game and should we go a different route and how they're trying to protect the players. I get that, man, and I do. I understand it, but still, that football fan in me says leave it alone. Because think about it. They've taken the most exciting play out the NFL, which is the kickoff. They've taken that away. I mean, they've done everything they could. They moved the kickoff where they kicking off from the opponent's 35-yard line, it seemed like now. Like, I mean, you can't do it, nothing but go in the end zone. Then on top of that, they still was trying to run it out. Now they're like, you know what? Let's go ahead. If it's a touchback, now you get on the 25, which is supposed to entice teams to say, you know what? Let's not run it out. Like, come on, y'all. What are y'all doing? That was the most exciting play in the NFL. That's what made people like Devin Hester, Mel Gray, Mitchell from Redskins, Billy White Shoes, all these players, that's what gave them their names, made them famous. And y'all took that away. Or y'all took that away, I'm sorry. But then, and I understand you don't want anybody going for the quarterback's knees. I get that. I understand that part, because he's defenseless, for real. But now, like my man said from the Pittsburgh Steelers, so what do you want us to do? You want us to just let him catch the ball and wait till he catches it, then let me hit? Like, come on, man. It's you're supposed to draw the ball out. Now, if you say don't lunge at him, I get that. But now they can't even hit. And the sad part is my son plays football for his high school, and he's looking at this like, okay, that's how you play. And I'm like, no, son. If you the safety, you supposed to hit that guy. And am I wrong for telling him, I don't care what the refs say if you get a flag. If he's about to catch that ball, you hit that guy. Now, I would teach him how to hit the proper way. Not go for his head. Now, if we was in the 1970s, that'd be a great tackle, perfect. But it's not the 1970s, I get that. But still, I'm not going to tell him not to hit him. No, you go for him. Lean with your shoulder. You don't have to really lunge. Knock him out. That's football. That's the whole point. You don't see them saying in hockey, all right, when they get by the glass, you can't hit them. Wait till they get off the glass, then you can tap them. No, hockey, they're going full-fledged. I think it's messing up my sport, man. This is a sport I grew up to love, and that's all I know. And now it's almost not fun anymore, man. It's just, I think we all watch football mostly. If you did a poll, yes, we love touchdowns, but for the most part, everyone loves the big hits. If you hadn't watched football, that's probably what got you started watching football, watching a hit, watching Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott couldn't play in today's game. Dick Buckers them couldn't play in today's game. And these are the legends that had people like Ed Reed, my man Palomalu, Sean Taylor. That's why they played the game. Ray Lewis, that's why they played the game, because they saw them playing. So that's what's on my mind, man. I'm just nervous of what the sport is going to be. That's what's on my mind, Damien. I'm out.
Yeah, I definitely hear you on that, man, because for defensive players, what are you supposed to do once they know I don't have a chance to swat this ball or intercept this ball? The next step is trying to separate the ball from the man. And now you're taking that away from defenders as an option. So I definitely agree with you there that you have to have that option, but you also have to tackle properly. So we can't have people going out there head hunting. We've seen proper hits. Like the last week, Tay again put a ball in the middle and got the wind knocked out of him, and it was a perfect hit. It's going to be hard to hit sometimes. And if it's a hit, then hey, thumbs up to you. Just got to make sure it's a proper hit, but don't take hits out of the game, period, because now you might as well just put flags on and go out there and play flag football. But speaking of violent sports that you can't really change because they are violent, what's on my mind today is boxing. Now, for people that know me, they know I'm a huge boxing guy. Grew up watching boxing with my dad and grew up on Roy Jones and fell in love with it because of him. And 2017 was an awesome year for boxing. We had so many people or so many matchups that people loved this year, and it's going to be even better next year. So I'm trying to get people out there that were in love with boxing maybe in the 90s, early 2000s, and kind of fell off of it, to tell you that boxing, it didn't really go anywhere, but if it did go anywhere, it's definitely back. Like in 2017, we had great heavyweight matchups with Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko, excuse me. Great heavyweight matchup. 2018, we might have Joshua versus Wilder later on in the year. We had Triple G versus Canelo, which is an awesome matchup that ended up in a draw. That's going to be a rematch coming out in 2018. There's so much talent right now in the boxing. There's like so much young talent, too. We have Terrence Crawford, who moved up to 147, who's going to be fighting people like Keith Thurman and Errol Spence Jr. and Lucas Matthysse of the world and Jeff Horn. There's so much talent in boxing right now that if you were a boxing fan, you need to get back into boxing because you're missing out. And for people who, like I said, you love the big knockers from heavyweights, the heavyweight division is coming back too. It's not going to be what it was in the 90s. You're not going to have your Lennox Lewis's versus your Mike Tyson's and Evander Holyfield's. But we have talent there. And if you just appreciate it for what it is, if you can look at boxing and don't compare it to 1995 or 1985, just appreciate it for now and the product that you're getting now, you can really enjoy what boxing is. And I think that we need to encourage people to get back into it because they're missing out, man. That's what's on my mind today.
You know what? That's true, bro. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Basketball right now. I mean, I'm guilty of it. It was hard for me to watch NBA, you know, the way they playing and how the game is going. But I had to just appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. So, no, you right, bro. I'm with you, man. So, that's how we're doing it. We're going to leave that on your minds. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back for the Stop It segment. Stop it.
You're tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Tune your
Radio.
Tune in
now.
You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com
or your app store.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
What's going on, world? This your boy Vincent J, aka the Fantasy Guru. And do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's time for the Stop It segment, right here on the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Christmas is coming up, everyone, and real quick, Damien, you started your Christmas shopping, man?
Yeah, man. I already started my Christmas shopping. My pockets are already hurting. That's why I'm out here eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while during the show, man, because I can't afford nothing else. I'm already doing this Christmas shopping, man. How about you?
I got people watching, so I can't say. Might get in trouble. Hey, but I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, man, just because that's where I'm from, you know. That ain't nothing for me. You know, but anyway, man, y'all be safe out there shopping for y'all with y'all Christmas lists and anything like that. But it is time for the most infamous, the most famous
Stop It
segment. Let's get it. All right, Mr. Adams, I'm going to let you go ahead and go first.
Okay, for my stop it goes to three things, to two groups of people and to one main person, all in the same situation, though. So there was, I believe, Thursday night, the Cavaliers played the Lakers. Cavaliers won the game, and after the game, LeBron is talking to Lonzo Ball. He's got his shirt or his jersey covering his mouth because he doesn't want people to see what he's saying. And then, of course, all day the next day, the media is trying to guess what LeBron is saying. So my first topic goes to just nosy people. All right? All the nosy people in the world, if somebody's not talking to you, it's not meant for you, don't worry about what they're saying. I'm going to need you to get your Ashley Becks on and just mind your business. That's all, just mind your business. And stop being so dang nosy. So I'm going to need nosy people. I'm going to need you to get a stop it. And then I'm going to need LeBron to get a stop it. Because if you really had something to say to this guy that you didn't want other people to hear, you can get Lonzo's phone number. You can text this man. You can DM him on Twitter. There's so many ways you can go about it privately to not have anybody trying to get in your business. You know people are nosy. So with you covering your mouth, you know people are going to ask about it. So and then the audio comes out, and you didn't even say nothing really private. You just said, like, oh, it's all white noise. Just concentrate on the game. Like, you could have said that to him publicly with no problem. Nobody had an issue. So it's not even like you were saying something that was G14 classified. You out here saying regular stuff. So my second topic goes to LeBron, and the third is the media, man. Just stop being so nosy. Mind your business, so just mind your business. That's for the day.
No, man, you're right. We so nosy. That's why they do that. I think, honestly, I bet you LeBron was doing that just to mess with him, just to, because like you said, you can hear him, you know. It looks good. Looks like y'all talking about something important, but they weren't, and I think they knew. And even when they asked him, he was like, "It's none of your business." That's what he said, pinpoint blank. But my stop it moment goes to Mr. Carmelo Anthony. So Mr. Carmelo Anthony last night had a great game, shooting well, was on fire. But Philadelphia 76ers made a comeback, and Joel Embiid came, he came in, he was hurt, but in one particular play, he got going because Melo fouled him, and he had an and one possibility, made a basket, and when he made it, he looked at Carmelo Anthony, right, and said, and one. Just looked at him and said, and one. Carmelo Anthony gets mad or gets sensitive and say, hey, don't do that, bruh. You can read his lip, don't do that, bruh. So Embiid kept saying, and one. Next thing you know, Melo said, I'm not the one. What you gonna do? Talk about his girlfriend? Like, come on, bruh. What you talking about? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, is it the fact that he's in his fourth rookie year, Embiid, and you mad because he's young? Like, I don't get it. And you acting crazy like that, man. So I'm sorry, man. Carmelo, you got to get my
stop it.
Yes, get my stop it moment, man, of the week. And I understand that, D. Like I said, it's funny when you got these players, man, they feel, so much holier than thou that can't nobody talk mess. Like, to me, honestly, I think that makes the game better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I don't know why Carmelo's being so sensitive. Like, I love to see how Embiid and Russell was talking after the game, and Embiid was like, okay, we're going to see y'all in OKC. We got y'all in OKC. That makes it even more anticipated. Now I can't wait to see the 76ers play OKC in OKC to see if Embiid can back up what he was saying. So trash talk is part of the game. That's why we love players like Larry Bird and Gary Payton, because they was great trash talkers, man. You can't be so sensitive out there on that court, man. I'm going to play ball later today, and somebody's going to be out there talking trash. I just got to back up my trash talk and make them stop. I can't get mad about it.
Right, and like I said, it's because these kids today, they're not used to, which is shocking because you would think Carmelo is, but maybe he's not. They're not used to playing Blackstreet ball. They're used to playing in the gym with referees, doing AAU, so they can't take it. But I got one from the chat real quick. We might not understand this, but they do. So this comes from Lorenzen Ketchum. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. But he's giving this stop it segment, a stop it moment to Vince Wright, another chat person's on chat, for saying that Vince thought Minnesota would beat Arkansas. So I'm going to give you the stop it. That's for you, Lorenzo. Actually, it's for you, Vince. So everybody getting involved in it. So look, we're about to take a quick break. We're going to come back, man. We're going to get into this NFL playoff run. It's going to be some great games, but it's going to be a lot of games that will decide people's fate, team's fate, I should say. You don't want to miss the segment coming up. We'll be right back.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fantasy Guru, and here are your fantasy facts heading to Week 13. With Damian Williams out for a couple of weeks, Miami Dolphins running back Kenyon Drake comes in as a great flex.
Interrupt this program with a special news bulletin for Georgia consumers.
Do you plan on staying at a hotel, resort, going on a cruise, renting a car, flying on a plane, playing golf, eating at a restaurant, taking your family to Disney, Universal, or any other theme park? Or how about checking out dinner shows like Medieval Times, Arabian Nights, or Cirque du Soleil? You need to listen carefully.
Effective immediately.
All consumers are now able to join Hotels Etc., the world's largest volume discount travel program available.
I repeat, Hotels Etc. is now available to the public.
Stop paying full price. Join Hotels Etc. today and slash your travel and entertainment costs by up to 70%. 70%. We're so confident that you'll join Hotels Etc. Once you join, you'll receive a 3-day, 2-night vacation to one of 30 destinations. Don't delay. Call right now. 877-967-7283. 877-967-7283. Or sign up on the website, hotelsetc.com. That's www.hotelsetc.com.
Purchase required to receive vacation.
All right, y'all. we're about to hear the the fantasy facts for this week, coming into this week. Here we go.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fantasy Guru, and here are your fantasy facts heading to week 15. We're finally in the fantasy playoffs, so at this point, you definitely want to start your top dogs that brought you here. At this time, there shouldn't be too many players that you would want to pick up and start, but I'll give you a few that should be already on your team. First should be the great Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. He's been cleared to practice and expected to start this weekend against the Carolina Panthers. Even though this would be his first game back since week 6, he's still Aaron Rodgers. So as long as he's protected, he should have great fantasy numbers. Jordy Nelson also climbs back up to the low-end wide receiver number 1, and running back Jamal Williams, who's been on fire for the past 3 weeks, is also a must-start. Other great matchups this weekend at the running back position are Alex Collins of the Baltimore Ravens playing in Cleveland, and Kenyon Drake of the Miami Dolphins playing in Buffalo. One player who I consider benching this week is Carolina Panthers tight end Greg Olsen. Last week, against the Minnesota Vikings, he played 59 out of 64 offensive snaps and gave a goose egg. Look, healthy or not, I just don't trust him as a fantasy starter this weekend against the Green Bay Packers, who, by the way, allowed the second fewest fantasy points to opposing tight ends this season. I personally wouldn't start him, but guys like Jason Witten and even Charles Clay, I'll start over Olsen. My sleeper pick this week is the New Orleans Saints defense. They have a great home matchup against Bryce Petty and the New York Jets. I envision a few turnovers and a big overall fantasy day for the Saints defense. Other defenses I'll consider are the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills defenses this weekend. Now, if you want to check out more fantasy facts and my alls and alls, make sure you continue to follow me on the web at the3pointconversion.com.
Yo, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy here with my man Damian Adams. A shout out to my engineer Rick for helping us out today. It's cool. Hey, Vince said, did a fantasy guru. He said he want to give Rick a stop it. I'm just messing with you, dog. Oh, but it's cool. Rick doing his thing today, y'all. I appreciate Rick for coming on, man, filling in his last minute thing. So, hey, Rick doing his thing.
I'll take that. I receive it.
It's cool. You know, it's cool. So, all right, gentlemen. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We got to say ladies first. So, right now, NFL is heating up. It's getting very interesting, man. This is the time where you need to pay attention because you have a lot of teams right now that are fighting for their playoff lives. You know, they either they're in the playoffs right now. I mean, I guess it doesn't start, but they're either the 5th or 6th seed, and maybe even have a division, a lead in the division, but has a chance to be ousted, you know. And then of course, you have the other teams that are out that's trying to get in. And it got very interesting. First of all, I just want to start with this quickly, Damon. I want to talk about this with, Carson Wentz going down on Sunday. That was like a big blow to the Eagles. And we don't know what's going to happen. They have Nick Foles. Of course, everybody thinks about the Nick Foles that played with the St. Louis Rams. And everybody's saying, maybe it's over. Not maybe, it is over. It's a wrap. Because Nick Foles was garbage, when he was in St. Louis. But that was under the helm of Jeff Fox. Jeff Fisher. And Jeff Fisher, we see the difference because look at Jeff Goff. If you look at Goff, Jeff Fisher and Goff was a rookie, looked horrible. That was almost worse than what's the guy that played in San Diego? Ryan Leaf. That was almost worse than that. But now Fisher's gone, and we see what Goff is doing now, balling. So you can't put that on Nick Foles because when he was in Philadelphia, under basically the same system, he was, that fast go type system, he was balling. So do you think it's a wrap for the Eagles?
No, I don't think it's a wrap at all. I think Nick Foles is a capable backup, and he's capable of leading them to victories. Now, will he win the Super Bowl with Nick Foles? I don't believe so because he's not able to make those special plays that Carson Wentz made. Like, week after week, we saw a play where Carson Wentz made us go, wow, I can't believe he did that. And Philadelphia has a weird stat where they're the best team on third and longs. Like, I guess it's 3rd and 6 or above. And they're best at that because Carson Wentz is able to make plays scrambling outside the pocket and able to just throw the defense off by his scrambling ability and ability to throw on a run. Nick Foles doesn't have that, but Nick Foles is capable enough to win games if you don't ask him to do what Carson Wentz did. So I don't think they're done. But Super Bowl worthy, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, we think about Jeff Hostetler, what he did for the New York Giants in 1990 when Phil Simms was out, and the Giants looked like they were in trouble. And next thing you know, they made a Super Bowl run. He won the Super Bowl. So it's possible, but the NFC is tough because you look at the NFC now. Man, we can start with just the South Division. Talk about the Atlanta Falcons right now. Atlanta Falcons right now, they are currently they have a playoff spot right now. Of course, we have 3 games to go, but they have a playoff spot right now, and they have to play Tampa Bay this Sunday. They still have Carolina and Atlanta, and they have to go to New Orleans to play the Saints. Do you think they make the playoffs? Because they can still win a division. Do you think they're in?
Nah, I gotta give a big sorry to the Atlanta fans out there. I don't think you guys make it. I think this game is Monday night. I believe they play Tampa Bay. I think this game could be a lot tougher than people think. You got Tampa Bay, who's a division rival, who's already in spoiler mode. They're going to be ready for Atlanta, ready to spoil their season. And then you mentioned they got New Orleans in New Orleans. That's going to be tough. And they, barely beat New Orleans in Atlanta. So I don't see them making the playoffs, man. I see them losing either 1 or 3 or 2 or 3 of these games. And that means that Seattle, Detroit, or Dallas, maybe Green Bay switch into that next spot.
See, I think that's the New Orleans fans in you, man, being a Saints fan. You know what I'm saying? I think that's in you because they should beat Tampa Bay, man. Tampa Bay hadn't beat anybody. Now, Jameis might decide to come play because they don't have nothing to play for, which is different. But for the most part, it just, I think if Atlanta gets in, I think they might be the most dangerous team right now. And the reason why I say that is because the fact that they're the only team right now. We don't know what Nick Foles is going to do, but right now in the NFC, they're the only team that can play well offensively. That's, that, man, you have to bring your A game. And then defensively, that's the only team in the NFC right now. Seattle's not clicking on all centers. Who else? Senators, I'm sorry. And Eagles, like I said, we don't know about them. The Rams not playing great defense. Carolina's playing well, but offensively, they're still not there. They're not where the Falcons are. They don't have that potential. But anytime you have Cam running the ball, they could be dangerous. I mean, who else can, you know what I'm saying, besides the Saints? That's the only team. But I'm saying if Atlanta gets in,
yeah,
because we don't know how long, I don't know how long Kamara is going to be out. But I'm just saying, I just think the Falcons right now, it's theirs to lose. If they don't get in, they messed up. If they get in, I say watch out because they could win this division. If they win all 3 games, they can win the division and easily everything go through them. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, because Eagles could lose. So I have them. Now, what about the Seattle Seahawks? Do you think they get in?
That would be the team I would pick. It would be Seattle because they have so much history of getting in situations like this, playing through these tough situations. You got Russell Wilson, who I believe may be the MVP of the league this year, who doesn't have too many bad games. He had a bad game against Jacksonville last week, but with Russell Wilson and that running game they're starting to get now, they're actually starting to get a running game in Seattle. That was the one missing piece of the offense. If you have a running game and Russell Wilson making plays, that offense is dangerous. The defense still has a pretty good front seven. Now, the cornerbacks, of course, are all hurt, so you don't have the Legion of Boom. It's more like just the Lee, and the rest of the syllables aren't there now. But you just have still a defense that knows how to get it done with Russell Wilson making all these plays. So I think Seattle has what it takes. And you've mentioned that you think that Seattle just has the formula to beat the Rams, which is a big matchup this weekend as well.
Right, yeah. I think they get in because Rams played physical teams that well. Eagles are physical defensively, but their mindset is not, their team mindset is not like they don't have that defensive mindset, that tough. Seattle has that. And we all know the reason why Seattle were losing, they kept losing to the Rams back when they were in St. Louis is because they played with that physical presence. They played with that physical style, which Jeff Fisher brought in. They don't have Jeff Fisher. You know, now they don't have that style. That's why the defense is lacking. And the defense really hadn't lost anybody. But they don't have that mentality anymore. So that's why I don't think they beat Seattle. That's why I think Seattle gets in. So if that is the case, do the Rams keep a playoff spot?
Yeah, I got Seattle get that playoff spot. That means that Detroit, Green Bay, or Dallas doesn't get in. And with Detroit, I don't believe in them at all because even though the game has changed so much to passing, they can't run the ball and they can't stop the run. If you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, you can't win in the league. And Detroit's been able to pull some games out there behind, but they're not going to be able to beat quality teams going down the stretch without being able to run the ball and stop the run. Green Bay, I think getting Aaron Rodgers is a little bit too late for them because going against Carolina with Aaron Rodgers being his first game, I don't think they win this weekend, which will pretty much knock them out. In Dallas, I just think it's too much for them to overcome all these other teams in their way to try to get that last playoff spot. So that's why I got Seattle in.
Yeah. So here's my playoff. This is what I got for the playoffs. I have Falcons winning the South Division. I have Seattle winning the West Division. Of course, the Eagles going to win their division, and then we have Minnesota, right? So the two teams I think gets in. See, Dallas needs a lot of help. They need a lot of help. And that's the only reason why they don't get in because a lot of teams have to fall. And like we spoke about it, you think Seattle's getting in as a wild card, right?
Yeah.
See, I think Seattle's going to win that division. But I think the Rams get in as a wild card. And then the other team that gets in, I think it's going to be Carolina.
So you got the Saints falling out the playoffs?
I got the Saints falling out the playoffs, bro. Like,
oh wow.
Saints? Because Saints they win this week against the Jets. And who do y'all play next after that?
After the Jets, I believe we got Atlanta after that.
I mean Atlanta, right? But who's the last game? Atlanta. Then the last game is because y'all played Carolina twice.
Yeah, I think the last game was Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. That might be the game that surprised everybody. And I think, that's the game that's – because if Atlanta beats the Saints, even if Atlanta beats the Saints and y'all win the next two, I think y'all are out. Because if Carolina wins 2 out of the 3 games or win out, Atlanta still might be able to win that division, and then Carolina gets in. But I just think somehow Saints going to lose. I think they're going to fall out the playoff race. So, and like I said, I think Dallas needs too much. If Dallas was in it right now, Dallas would be a scary team. But they have too much to fall upon. Like, they need so much help. Now, quickly for the last 2 minutes of the segment, I'm going to ask you the MVP race in the NFL. Who do you have right now ahead of the MVP race?
Yeah, I had Carson Wentz, but I don't know if he can still get it, missing the last 3 games of the season. I don't think Tom Brady's been spectacular, so I would go with Russell Wilson. I think he's been carrying that team in Seattle, especially if they get in the playoffs. I would go with Russell Wilson. If they don't make the playoffs, then I'll probably have to go with somebody else, and maybe even Antonio Brown, because I feel like he's the reason that Pittsburgh is successful, because Ben Roethlisberger is okay. Antonio Brown's been the guy that's been carrying that offense, along with Le'Veon Bell, of course. So maybe Antonio Brown if Russell Wilson does get Seattle into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Russell Wilson. It has to be. I mean, he doesn't have any help. I know he has a Baldwin there, but I mean, to me, even, and I like Baldwin, but I think even Russell helps him out, makes him look better. No running game, no other receivers like that. And they're winning because of Russell Wilson. And if they're not winning, then every game because of Russell Wilson. So I'm with you, man. I think he gets in. I like AB. AB should get some consideration. Shoot, I think Le'Veon also, man, the way Le'Veon is playing. Isn't that crazy to have 2 players from the same team be in the MVP race? And then, I mean, because Wentz fell off, you got to put Jared Goff in there.
Okay, I like that too.
Let's see, he's carried that team. He's played well. I mean, we can't get mad at what he's done, So, but I'm with you, man. I like Seattle. But, again, it's getting hot. This is what we want. We calling it right now, but honestly, you really can't call it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on. These 3 weeks are going to be crucial, very crucial. So make sure y'all stay tuned. But we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back to discuss some NBA basketball. We'll be back. The 3-point conversion.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Marcus Banks to the Big 3 of the Ghost Ballers. You listening to the Sports Lounge with my main man, Mr. Controversy.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-949-8708. 800-949-8708. 800-949-8708. 800-949-8708.
This is Mr. Controversy, and you are inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge on the 3-Point Conversion Station. Make sure you keep it locked.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man Damian Adams, talking sports all day, every day. Man, this is our basketball segment, but let me tell you, man, right now, you know, we have NBA, we have NFL, possibly, college football right now. I think this week we're going to bowl games, right? But
yeah,
I understand that we're trying to have these bowl games for these kids and have them play, but they need to chill with these bowl games, man. Like, you're getting bowl games and with a 5-6 record, like. And shout out to Georgia State. You know what I'm saying? We covered Georgia State. They made a bowl game. Like, they didn't have a real good season. I don't get that, you know. So, you know, you got teams 4-7, and they're making, you know, the payday bowl game, and I don't get it, man. I just, like, come on, y'all. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was looking through my phone and saw these bowl games I ain't never heard of before. So, you know, but anyway, let's get back to NBA. Hey, I want to pose a quick question. I came up with this idea myself, and I'm just kidding. I got this from the barbershop, man. This from B. Shout out to B and Brian at Seneca's Barbershop. I should have still took credit. But anyway, dope question. If you could choose 5 players from the Eastern Conference in the NBA, excluding LeBron James, to face up against the Golden State Warriors in a 7-game series, which 5 players would you choose in the Eastern Conference? Well, you have to choose by position. But it can't be, you can't have LeBron James. He's excluded. Can you pick 5 that you think will beat the Golden State Warriors in Game 7?
Yeah, I got a nice little lineup that I came up with that I think, if not beat them, could definitely give them a run for their money.
See, wait. Hold on. See, the fact that you got to say that, that's sad that we got to say give them a run for their money. We talking about the 5 best teams in the Eastern Conference besides LeBron, and we're talking give them a run for their money. But I'm with you, though. I feel you. But go ahead, Damian.
So at point, I would have Kyrie, because Kyrie has a history of going against Golden State, giving Steph the business. He's somebody who would have a good insight on, how to face this team. At the 2, I would go with Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal is a perfect matchup to go against Klay Thompson. And with Bradley Beal out there, that means you can't switch Steph. Usually what they do is, with Golden State, they have Klay Thompson stick whoever the best guard is offensively and have Steph hiding on the other one. But with these two, you can't really switch Steph because he can get the business from either Kyrie or Bradley Beal. At the 3, I'll go with Giannis Antetokounmpo. With his length and athleticism, he's somebody who actually can maybe defend Kevin Durant. Now, nobody could shut down Kevin Durant, but Giannis Antetokounmpo would definitely give him some trouble and make him work on defense as well. At the 4, I'll go with Joel Embiid. Because at Joel Embiid, you have somebody who go in the post and go to work, isolate. He also can spread out to the 3-point line. So he's going to get Draymond some trouble, even though Draymond's a great defender. With his height and skill and size, we're going to realize how big Joel Embiid is. This dude's 7'2", 250, just solid. He would give Draymond all the work down there in the post. And at the 5, I'll go with Porzingis, Kristaps from the Knicks, because he's somebody who also can spread the floor. At 7'3", he can protect the rim. He's not the best defender, but if you put him at the 5, he's going against Zaza. So who does he really have to defend going against Zaza? He can flag off his Zaza and be a help defender instead of having to defend anybody one-on-one. So my lineup again would be Kyrie, Bradley Beal, the Greek Freak, Joel Embiid, and Kristaps Porzingis. That would be my 5. Do you think that 5 has a chance?
That's a good team. That's probably the best possible team. Now, last week, I probably should get the stop it button because I they were getting on me, too, at the barbershop because I chose, what did I say? I said not for this part. I said for point guard, I'm going John Wall. I'm going to go John Wall as my point guard because he's going to get 10 assists. He can score too, but he's going to get 10 assists. He plays better defense than Kyrie Irving. But at the 2, instead of Bill, I'm going to go with Kyrie and play him like the Iverson type. To me, that's what he should be. I mean, they should move him to that 2. Let him play Iverson, let him score, because that's what he did against Golden State. He was just a scorer because you had LeBron facilitating. So I have Kyrie at my 2. 3, we're going with the Greek Freak, of course. You already know that. 4, this is why I was bugging, especially after last night. But I'm going to still go with, I like Porzingis though, man. Like, he a beast.
Stop it.
But I was going. It's like that, man. At number 4, I was going to go with, you might want to hit that when I say this. I was going with Ben Simmons.
Stop it.
Let me explain why I was going with Ben Simmons, though. I was going with Simmons just because, and I like what you said. I would probably switch it around with you when you said you had Porzingis at 5 and Embiid at 4. Now I would probably switch it, but to Porzingis at 4 and Embiid at 5. But the reason why I was going Ben Simmons at 4 is because now
stop it.
Now you have this guy that could run point. We know as good as he is, he's not going to be able to. Draymond's not going to be able to stop Ben Simmons running point. You see what I'm saying? For somebody to run that. Go ahead, Rick.
Now, when I thought about Ben Simmons, I thought about him at the 2. I thought about him, but him playing the 2, the off guard spot, because you got to play Klay Thompson, who is 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and Ben Simmons is a tall kid that can also handle the rock. So now the only problem I have is his jump shot. But that's the only place I will put Ben Simmons.
But that's why that's why I would put him at the 4. Listen, because you put him at the 4, you force Draymond to guard him. Draymond can't stick Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons is faster than him. He's crafty. You know what I'm saying? His vision is crazy.
But Draymond is going to abuse him on the other side of the court.
True. I mean, but you know what? They usually don't because they got so many weapons. They probably won't, which is true. But I think he would abuse Porzingis just because he's quicker than him. He'd get bombed. So that's why I say I would put him at number 4. Draymond is no player that will post up. When the last time you seen Draymond post up? So
yeah, he doesn't post up.
Exactly. So he's not going to post up Ben Simmons. But I'm sticking with my Ben Simmons pick, man. I mean, stop it. And a center, I would go with. I got to go with Porzingis. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
I'm going with Porzingis, man, just because, like you mentioned, man, this dude can stretch the floor. He plays you go with either one. I like Embiid. You know what I'm saying? I'll say Embiid at 5, but I just think if you have now, can I switch it up? Let's say this: if I have Ben Simmons at 4, I might take out John Wall because I don't need that now. And I put Kyrie at number 1. Let him still be a scorer. Now I will insert Bradley Beal. You give him a 3-point shooter. But if Simmons is playing point forward, Draymond cannot stop him, man. Like, Draymond can't stop him. As good as he is, he's quicker, he's faster, and he still has power. But his vision, and now you take Draymond and make him he's away from being an off-the-ball defender to being, I got to stick the ball now. Just think about it. You have Draymond, your best defender, maybe, and now he's playing at the top of the key, playing the ball. So he's out the middle. He can't really disrupt anything. Running the break, you think he's going to be able to stop Simmons running the break?
No, that's a good strategy, but the only thing with having Ben Simmons and Antetokounmpo on the court at the same time, both of them can't shoot. So now your court is really strong because everybody can just sink in. You could literally leave Ben Simmons by himself. There was times like last night when they was playing against OKC where OKC just left Simmons alone and went doubled Embiid or doubled whoever had the ball. So Simmons is great as far as, but you got to have 4 shooters around him. You can't have anybody else on the court who's limited it from the outside. So you can't have Ben Simmons and Antetokounmpo at the same time. That's the only thing I would have a problem with that lineup.
But can I say this, though? I understand that part of it. I do. But the thing is, Greek Freak, because I can't say his last name, he's going to drive anyway. He don't have to shoot a jumper. We don't need him to because Simmons is going to give him the ball at in a position where he'll be able to score. That's Ben Simmons. So you have Kyrie as your shooter. You have Bradley Beal as your shooter. You have Greek Freak driving to the hole. Can't nobody stop him, man. Like, who's going to stop him? So are you going to put Clay on him? Because now, look, think about it. Because, look, unless they're not going to put Steph on Simmons because he's going to post him up every day. So if you put Draymond Green on Simmons, now you have Bradley Beal and Greek Freak. You have to have Clay play the Greek Freak. I know Kevin Durant is playing well defensively, but he's not stopping the Greek Freak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which forces now Curry to play Kyrie. Or he could play Bill. Either or, he's in a mismatch. And I'm just saying, with Ben Simmons, he just causes mismatches within the game rather than having a traditional power forward. Then you can move around and switch around. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I just think that, honestly, we're talking put who. But this shows you how weak the NBA Eastern Conference is. I mean, will we ever ask a question like that about the West? Sure, we could come up now what starting 5 can beat Golden State in the West. That'd be easy. We have 8, 9 different lineups.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, so, but that's all I'm saying. Though. I think it's a great question that I came up with, and no, I'm just playing. Shout out to B. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
877-926-3328. 877-926-3328. 877-926-3328. That's 877-926-3328.
This is Lamont Broadus, the sportologist, and I can't think of anything better than to have my feet kicked up, chilling, listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
Yes. Hey, if you all want to call in and give your top 5 in the Eastern Conference, probably going to be similar to ours, but if you want to, call in at 404-603-8770. Once again, that's 404-603-8770. And also make sure that you do check out the 3-Point Conversion website. It's the 3pointconversion.com is how you look for it. The website, great articles. Like we always say, we cover it all. NBA, hockey, college basketball, women's college basketball, WNBA, NFL, college football, MLS soccer, premium soccer, or premier soccer league, golf, volleyball. You know, we most famous for hopscotch. You know, we make sure we say we cover hopscotch. You know, we cover it all.
Red light,
man.
green light.
Red light, green light. We cover it all. I'm telling you. You know, so like I said, hopefully you all call in, man. We're looking for some calls if you got them. Like I said, we probably covered it. So, man, I know we're supposed to do these picks, Damien, but I still want to talk about. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Houston Rockets, man. Do you think they are for real? Like, they beat San Antonio. Golly, I mean, they beat them horribly. It was like I was watching an old PlayStation game or something. Like it was horrible. Do you think they're for real? When I mean for real, that I know it's early in the season, but they're going to the conference finals or better.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in conference finals or better because in the Western Conference, it seems like they're going for that first spot. So if they get that first spot, they're going to avoid Golden State until the conference finals. That's the only team I can see beating them in the 7-game series. But the way they're playing right now, man, the key is defensively. Like, we always know Houston's going to score the points, especially with Mike D'Antoni at coach. They're going to score points. They're going to shoot a bunch of threes. They're going to go up and down the floor. But this year, man, they're playing great defense. And when you have a team that's able to put up the type of game they put up against San Antonio last night, San Antonio was a really good defensive team. So the fact they're able to just mollywop them like that shows you that offensive firepower when you have James Harden, Chris Paul, Ryan Anderson, Trevor Ariza. So they have the perfect lineup to surround the pick and rolls that James Harden and Chris Paul do. So you never get a break. It's not like last year when James Harden got tired. You're like, okay, cool. We get a break now. We don't have to worry about this crazy pick and roll or crazy isolation. If James Harden gets tired, now you got Chris Paul running pick and roll or Chris Paul running the offense and getting open threes for everybody else. So I think they're the real deal because they have those two playmakers along with a defense that's top 10 in the NBA. So those two things combined, man, I think this team is really legit.
You know, the thing is, like, I didn't think that it would mesh because I'm like, you have a ball-dominant player in James Harden, and yet still you're bringing in Chris Paul, who's a point guard who runs the show. But I have to give credit to both those guys because James Harden, he's basically doing the same thing, but he's really kind of like, all right, hey, we have a system out, whatever works, even though he usually ends up with the ball. But Chris Paul stepped back. And then D'Antoni, which we should know that offensively, when it comes to like not calling games, but coming up with offensive schemes, he's the best at it. I mean, all his teams have been great besides the New York Knicks team, which they didn't have too much. But Chris Paul, man, like, he comes in, but James Harden, he's handling the ball, handling the rock. Chris Paul's a shooter, scorer. But then he takes him out early. Then he brings him back in, late, I think first quarter, and plays most of the second by himself as a distributor, as a point guard. And it just flows, and every Capella's benefiting from it. Eric Gordon's benefiting from it, and they're having fun. I just don't know if they're for real, though. I mean, because I wonder, real quick, if they get in, will we see what we saw last year? Because everybody talk about how Chris Paul is the same as James Harden. He chokes. That's what everybody say. He chokes all the time. James Harden chokes all the time. But
yeah,
go ahead.
So, like, I think with both of them being there, they'll be able to take pressure off each other. Come playoff time, they'll be able to say when James Harden gets tired, and he gets a little tired, then you got Chris Paul there to alleviate some of that pressure. And now they don't have all the pressure on them. When Chris Paul was in L.A., it was all on him to make plays. Like you had, Blake Griffin there can score, but nobody else was able to actually facilitate the offense. Now they have two people who can facilitate the offense, make plays for each other. So now I don't think that will come into play, especially not in the first two rounds. Because if they go against somebody like, say, the Pelicans in the first round, if they're the 1 seed, the Pelicans are the 8 seed, they'll get past the Pelicans, my New Orleans Pelicans, they'll get past them pretty easily because we don't have the guards to stay with them. And then the second round, they play against somebody like maybe an OKC if they get their stuff together, or whoever's there in that fourth spot right now, maybe Minnesota. They'll be able to get past those teams pretty easily because of all the playmaking they have. It won't come down to those clutch situations where they're known to maybe have some chicken bones in their throat. But I think against the Golden State, that's when we can see if that comes to fruition.
Right. No, I definitely agree. We have a caller that's calling in, wants to put their 3 cents in. All right, caller.
Well, it's I guess I'm going to make it 4 cents on this conversation. What's up, Raphael?
What's up, Danny?
So, when NBA, the NBA, it always has to jump. They have to jump this one. But, to Damian's point, he makes a good point about the Warriors guarding, James Harden. But what James Harden's done differently this year, and I think it's more apparent now than ever, is the fact of his step-back jumper is quite possibly the best individual single move in the NBA. And what I say by that is that even Golden State knows when it's coming. But what makes it more dangerous is that James Harden's hitting over 55% of those shots when he does the step back. We're talking from a triple threat position. We're talking from just actual movement itself. It's like playing 2K and you hit the actual, Euro step button. It goes in almost every time. It's not just regular step back. It's step back 3-points. It's step back jump shots. What makes Houston a different team than normal, why they can beat the Golden State Warriors, I don't know if they're going to choke in the playoffs this year, besides Chris Paul, is the fact of everybody else is hitting shots, and they're doing it consistently. You have 3 consistent scorers now. Eric Gordon will get his as needed. Gordon and Harden can play off each other, just the same way Chris Paul and Eric Gordon can play off each other. Clint Capella is a lot better than most people give him credit for. And we were talking about this at the game last night. Me and a couple of writers were talking about where do we rank Clint Capella among centers in the NBA right now. And literally, I think we kind of had an agreement. He's a top 15 center in the NBA right now because he provides rim protection. That's something Houston hasn't had. And what they do miss, they might need additional ball handler, but, off the bench. But like you said, if you're staggering Chris Paul and James Harden, you're fine. They won 13-12 straight for a reason, and Chris Paul missed a majority of the time. It's like he never skipped a beat, and he's having fun. And this team is going to – I think this team's going to give Golden State everything they have in the finals. But, no, I think with James Harden becoming much more of an effective shooter and he gets to the line, how can Golden State stop that? That's the real question.
You make a good point, Danny. I appreciate that. You made a good point because, like you said, Chris Paul is having fun. I can't think of the last time. Last time he had fun was maybe the first year with LA.
New Orleans. I think this is the type of fun he's had when he was in New Orleans. Going back to Damian's point.
Right. You don't think he was having fun the first year? I'm talking about the first year.
I think I think it was fun
because he was throwing lobs.
The free flowingness of what he's doing now. He's never played an offense like this.
Right.
It just reminds me of Chris Paul when he was wearing a Hornets jersey, when he was throwing the pick and roll lobs to Tyson Chandler. Mm-hmm. He had David West, bullying people on the block. Because in Lob City, like Damian's point, there was nobody else on that team that was creating shots. J.J. Redick is not a shot creator. He is a come-off-the-screen shooter. They never had a small forward to do much of anything. Blake is on the block, and DJ rolls to the rim. In New Orleans, they had Page on the wing. They had Morris Peterson who was able to create shots. And you still had the pick and roll option. Here, like you said, they have guys who create shots. Eric Gordon is a shooter, but James Harden might be the best shot creator in the NBA outside of his own teammate. So I think Chris is having so much fun because he doesn't have to handle the responsibility. He can just sit out there and just throw the ball to anybody he wants to, and they hit shots all day.
No, you're right. I agree, man. I appreciate you for calling in. But it looks like they might be doing things, but like I said, it's hard for me to. I got to see some more, man. I want to see them play the elite right now, but we'll definitely appreciate the call. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow.
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you?
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-989-0851. 800-989-0851. Call now. 800-989-0851. That's 800-989-0851.
What's up? This is Anthony Hamilton, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It is that time, when you hear that music, it is time to go, but we got to give some thanks, and of course, I got to give thanks to the man upstairs. I thank God for having me come on and have this platform to give my analysis, to make people mad, upset, want to give me the stop it button like Rick, make me happy, make them happy, and all of that, man. Just give y'all feelings, period. I appreciate God for this moment. Then I'd like to thank my engineer Rick for stepping in, man. For Sean, I appreciate you, bro. Great job, sir. Thank you, man. Then of course I got to thank my co-host, Mr. Damian Adams, coming in, helping out. What's going on, Damien? What you got, sir?
I want to thank you guys for having me on again, man. Really appreciate it. So much love, man. I can't be nothing but be thankful for that. Make sure you guys go and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. And I got a Snapchat last night. I feel like an old man because I don't know what to do with it. But I got me a Snapchat last night, so follow me on those 3 platforms at The Real Deal WDA. That's The Real Deal, W as in Whiskey, D as in Delta, A as in Alpha, on all social media. Again, thank you, Mr. Controversy, for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no doubt, man. And of course, I got to thank everybody that participated, listening, Facebook Live, whether it was at the barbershop. Shout out to all them guys again, once again, at 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Cindy Cuts Barbershop, Douglasville, Georgia. Appreciate y'all. Hey, man, I need some money for that drop. But anyway, thank all the barbers there. I'd like to thank Danny Thompson for calling in. I can't name you all, but everybody who listened, man, chimed in. Thank people at Verizon who's listening live. What up, family? My beautiful wife, my children, and everybody, man. Like I said, this is a great time for sports. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this weekend. Excited for well, actually, I'm not excited for Christmas. I'm a Scrooge when it comes to Christmas, you all. So, not big on Christmas, but but that's just what it is. But yes, still, like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. And next week we'll be here, same time, same show, same crazy host, same platform, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace.